Gaffer, finishes 1-1 here at Prenton Park. Based on the amount of possession you had and chances created for either side, was a point a fair result in the end?
Absolutely, absolutely. If you're going to count legal goals, we should have won 1-0 because their goal is so offside. But you get that, you know. And I've said I'm not going to get myself in trouble, but officials have to get these moments right. If VAR's in our league, that's totally ruled out. That's offside. The guy's coming back. All my guys have stopped, and it's so obvious. But listen, it's a tough job. I won't lie to you, referee. Having said that, the resilience this group show, and not just that, the persistence and the belief that they show to score in the 91st, 92nd minute to come back into the game, then see the game out, wasn't pretty. We're away from home. I set up to be solid away from home. This team beat Shrewsbury last week 4-0. I wanted to bring something home from here. Fans were unbelievable. I'm telling you, I was pumped. I'm probably more pumped if I hadn't got my yellow card after 5 minutes. You know, I don't even know what that was for properly. So I am honestly so pleased with this group of players. And we've lost Ethan Coleman to a massive gash on his face because he's committed. You know, we almost lost Sam Gale because he's committed. Elliot Nevitt's running through brick walls at the moment because he's not done a full pre-season. Committed. We are a committed team, and we are so proud of the togetherness that group's got, you know. And fans, I know in the past sometimes we've probably played better football but not had the results. You're going to get that. It'll come, but I'm going to get the results first. I'm going to get this resilience and something to be proud of. And when they travel like they did, we cannot help but give everything. Empty the tank. And you've got boys with 6-inch scars on the face now, you know. Clarkey just pumped at the end, you know. I don't even think he's sent off. I think they've been cute and made him get sent off. And you know, there's a lot of stoppages, so the boys had to contend with that. And I'm just so proud of him. So proud of him, you know. And obviously you can tell.
Considering everything you just said, all the and considering the goal that Tranmere scored, how just a goal is that? How just a result is that?
Yeah, it's a result. The game wasn't for the purist at all. It was a League two teams going at each other who I think are going to be decent teams in League Two this season. They've got some good players. They really have, you know, and they're a good outfit. We saw them last week, and I said, we have to be good against Tranmere here to stop them carving us apart like they carved Shrewsbury apart. And nobody's carved us apart. I'm still saying that. No one carves us apart, you know. It's a goal that probably should have been disallowed today. I can take that. But what they don't understand is we'll never give up. We'll never, ever give up. And that was brilliant to see at the end. I was really pleased. And Joe Balde's claiming the goal. I said to Elliot Nevitt coming off, Walker was subbed, because like I say, he's been running through brick walls, but I said to him, who scored? And he said, everyone, I think. So he didn't even know who kicked it. There was that many of them wanting to get that winning touch. I think Joe Balde's claiming it, but even on the cameras you can't really tell, you know. But it's a Gillingham foot that kicks that ball into that goal, and it's nothing less than the boys deserve today. I'm really proud of this bunch. And when I talk about the bunch, that bunch as well behind the goal. They were brilliant, and saw it home for us.
Very similar to what happened at Accrington, really. We found ourselves behind. We worked our way back into the game. Having observed that a couple of times now, how pleased are you that when your group are behind, they don't give up, they are resilient, they are strong, and they try and find a way back?
I want that in the whole club. You know, I want it in the whole club, the youth, the first team, the staff. I want the whole fans. I want everyone to believe right to the end. That's what we'll give. This game's about being excited and believing in your team, and the hope kills you sometimes, but we've got hope, and the hope's materialising. It's brilliant to see, you know. We definitely deserve something out of the game today, and I think justified. We've got something. Tranmere are a good side. Andy Crosby's a good manager, and he's had a really good record since he took over. But it's another great point away from home, and I'm going to enjoy that one tonight. But we've got to pick ourselves up now for Tuesday. We've got to see how Ethan is. We've got to see how Clarkey's obviously going to be suspended for that. So I'm going to rotate and mix up a game. But no, really proud. Thank you, boys. Give me your all.
Gareth, thank you. Ben, all yours.
Now, I've just started with the Tranmere offside goal. Was it the forward who kind of flicked it on that's come back from an offside position, looking back at it, or was it the goal scorer?
No, do you know, the one who was 2 yards offside when the ball went forward, that's the one who's offside, yeah. So it's the boy who comes back, he comes back from an offside position to flick the ball. You know, it's going to be tough because I think the highlights programme probably hasn't got the angle. You watch it on a full screen and I'm sure that people will. It's it's not even close. It really isn't. And my boys are that. One thing I'll say is don't stop till the whistle goes, but they have, because it's so offside. But you know what? These things happen. We'll get some back, I'm sure. But it was a tough one for the officials. It was up and down, and all. It was a real scrap today. So I'm not going to say anything. It happens. I'm just proud of my boys getting the goal to come back into the game like they did, and to see the game out, we take a point down the road.
Yeah, I mean, from the reaction of the fans and the players and yourself at the end, you'd be forgiven for thinking you didn't win the game.
Well, in my head, we did, because our goals shouldn't have counted. It's something special, this group. It really is. And I'm hoping that people are seeing commitment like they haven't seen for a while. When we're getting people carried off like that, and when we're going into tackles like we are, and the group are together, and I've got them. I'll catch them. I'll catch this group. I'll tell you, wherever, how far they fall, I'm there for them, definitely. But today, they deserve all the credit. They never gave up. I set them up in a way where I wanted to be solid, and probably stifled a little bit of football, and I put my hands up for that. We've played some great stuff, but today wasn't free flowing game. It never was going to be. But that's the way to get a point away at Tranmere, and I'm proud of that.
And a third different back 4-5 combination, whatever you've had to field so far this season. Your players are managing to find solutions, even though it's unfamiliar guys, and unfamiliar positions to some of them.
Listen, we can play a 4, we can play a 5, we can play 3 up top, 2 up top. They're really adaptable, these boys, and that's a real strength for me. You're going to see another crazy one on Tuesday, because we've lost, obviously, Clarkey for a game, and we're going to have to see how Ethan is, because that's a hell of a scar on his head. But he's gone up and headed the ball, saying to the rest of his teammates, "I'll get injured for you." You can't have better commitment than that. I'll get injured for Gillingham. And he did. He's got a hell of a crack on his head, and that happens. But that boy is so committed. He scored a great goal midweek and took a whack today, But he'll be back and he'll be strong. But some real good performance today. So proud to see those youngsters on the pitch at the end celebrating the goal, because you put Nelson, Marcus, and Joe on at the same time, and it's like, wow, they've just come out of academy football. Marcus obviously a bit older, but and Aaron Rowe, he's getting his first. Oh, is that me? Sorry, Aaron Rowe's got his first start appearances this season, which is massively positive as well. Listen, I'm just pumped. I just want to get back with the boys, because they're in a good place, and I'm hoping the fans will turn up on Tuesday, get behind us, because this will be a tough task. Chesterfield, one of the favourites, spent freely in the summer. I think they've turned Bristol over 3-1 today, and we need to be at our best to get anything out of that one as well.
You're going to have enough defenders left fit for that one. You're going to have some head scratching to do.
We're going to attack them. Don't worry about that. We don't need defenders.
Like you say, they're up there, aren't they, in terms of the kind of pre-season predictions, along with the likes of MK Dons as one of the fancied teams? Yeah,
that was a joke, by the way. I do need defenders. All right. We'll have to find a way. We'll have to find a way to play Chesterfield, and they're going to be good. Paul Cook, great friend of mine. They're going to be flying, but I'm looking forward to it now, and see what we get Tuesday.
You have to go into the market for a defender, do you think, or is Shad not going to be too long?
No, Shad hopefully won't be too long, but Connor's probably a bit longer, which is a worry. So we may have to go in the market for a couple more players, which I'll be speaking to Brad and Shannon about, and the recruitment guys, and hopefully we can bolster the ranks, because I do like a small squad, but once you lose some long termers, it's tough, So like I say, real good day today, real good finish to the day, and it's one to savour for those away fans. I'm sure they'll remember the last minute equaliser at Tranmere.
Gareth, so I may not have heard the answer then, but when you're talking about reinforcements, are you talking about defensive reinforcements?
No, I'll look at the whole squad, because I believe that there's some additions to be made in some key positions, which will bolster us in I'm not going to say it on the media, but I'm hoping, I always said 1 to add, it's probably going to be 2 to add now, and that's going to be really important, the right players to come in.
Could you talk to us about the change in that right side of your defence today? Mackenzie playing inside, Sam Gale going to a right back, and Hutton further forward?
Yeah. I would just let these lawnmowers go past. I thought that Amari Patrick's one of their better talented players, and I thought the attributes that Sam Gale's got would have been a better match for him than Romeo Hutton. And I also thought Romeo, his attributes would have dealt with Brough, their left wing back or left-sided centre half, gets forward quite well, and I thought it worked quite well. I thought Gailey held him really well, and Romeo did a great job on Brough. So I'm pleased we did that, but obviously we'll have a look at Tuesday now and see if we have to change anything else.
I thought Sam Gale was excellent in that role.
I think he's one of the best defenders I've ever coached, and one of the best defenders in the lower leagues. But then I'm probably doing a disservice for Andy Smith and Shadrach Ogie, because I think I've got some unbelievable young talent at this football club. There'll be assets for us without a doubt, but Sam Gale, super quick, and his defensive attributes are some of the best I've seen.
And just finally, how difficult is it to do what they've done today in the sense of fitness, in the sense of mentally knowing your game, being able to sit in there, contain the opposition, and go forward from there? They seem to be the perfect, in many ways, away performance in that regard.
It was a great away performance, but I'd say look at the records that me and Dobbo have had over the years, and when we pick up points away from home, when we never give up, these are really important points away from home. I will build something, and we won't remember the style of the game today. You'll just remember the 1-1, and we got a point at Tranmere, but style is important to people, and they want to do it. And like I say, the ultimate is a great style and winning games. But if I have to sacrifice anything, I'd sacrifice, maybe being a bit more pragmatic at times just to win a game. I'll have to do it. I'll do it. I'm about winning. I'm not about like 100 passes, and people know that. But we probably could have played a little bit more today. So I'll hold my hand up and say I set the boys up to be solid. So if anyone says, "Oh, it wasn't great," blame me, because I put them in a way that I thought we'd win the game, and we probably should have 1-0. But fortunately, we get a goal that was very dubious that makes it 1-1, and we'll have to look at Tuesday now and see what we do against Sheffield.